Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight I'm looking at the NECA RoboCop rocket launcher version. I'm considering this an 8-bit figure. I don't know if it's actually, listed as that, but with the paint job and everything, it's an 8-bit figure. I don't have a lot of these. I only have the Keaton Batman from the 8-bit line, but I saw this at Hastings today. I had to grab it. They also had the flamethrower version without the fire, without the battle damage, with the opening hip holster. But I already have the regular RoboCop movie version, I guess you could say, with the hip holster and the opening leg and that kind of thing. So I wanted a little something more dynamic. I'm a big fan of fire effects, and the flamethrower version also didn't have the blue line across the top. You can see it right here. It wasn't painted like that, and I kind of like the paint job on this one better. Even though the flamethrower version did come with the split 3 flame balls, Contra-looking weapon effect, I still went with this guy. It's after Christmas, money's tight, you know what I mean? I just got the one. So let me get this guy open and we'll see what's going on. Okay, and here he is out of the package. When I first got a close look at him, the paint apps seem a bit, it's just brush strokes, really. I mean, kind of blended together. It's more apparent on the flamethrower version because it's the paint's a little bit more rough, at least on the one I saw. This one's a little cleaner, but I mean, yeah, it's paint strokes. It looks like it was applied all with a paintbrush, which is cool. A little jarring at first. See how it's kind of just painted on? Just some of it's blended, some of it's not. The base coat's blended. The detailing isn't. So yeah, it kind of sticks out at first, but at the same time, it makes it kind of artsy, I guess. I don't want anybody to take that as a derogatory term, but it's cool. But it is definitely its own separate entity on the toy shelf. I'm used to not quite realistic paint effects, but you know what I mean, action figure wise, unless you're paying high end. But yeah, it completely works here. I kind of want to learn this paint technique, which it shouldn't be, terribly hard, but it's something I hadn't thought of before. The feet are awesome. The detailing, the highlights are painted heavily to offset, shadow, that kind of thing. And then the back is purple. I'm not quite sure why the back is purple. Maybe because it's, more heavily shaded from the side. I guess 8-bit version to show more, light and dark. And I really, really, really like the flame effects on this guy. I mean, not just the sculpted flames. Those are soft rubber. Those are very nice, but also the orange on the head here, it's kind of the flame reflecting off RoboCop's shiny armor. I just really, really like the effect there. He comes with 3 accessories. He has his rocket launcher, of course. It breaks open, but there's not really a rocket to load into the barrel, like it's like you're loading. So I'm not quite sure why it breaks open, unless this is a reuse from another toy that I'm not aware of. So, but it's still kind of cool that it breaks. It's reload, that kind of thing, and then it has a rocket with the same kind of, flame effect on the rocket from the flame effect. So, again, pretty sweet. This plugs into the barrel like it's shooting, which is even cooler. Just the whole effect here. The gun has the same blue highlights with white, more whitish detailing on top. Just really, really, really well done. And he comes with his pistol. Now, it kind of looks like, the standard movie pistol, but it has an extra barrel. It has a hand guard here. It's not the same gun that comes with, standard RoboCops. I'm not quite sure if the flamethrower version with the opening hip comes with the standard gun so it can go in there. Now that I have this guy, it makes me kind of want to go back and get the flamethrower. If he's still there. Hastings has a bad habit of stuff disappearing before I can get back and get it. So, he's got the one trigger hand. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, his hand is a bit stiff, but it opens up enough for get the gun in there. Pretty good. I always think of RoboCop as shooting from the hip. Not too shabby at all. The other thing, I like, going back to the paint apps, I really like how the skin is shaded. It's just a heavy shade. There's no transition from light to dark. It's just there. It just works. And then the heavy black detailing of the mouth, the chin, that kind of thing. It's just, I don't know. I'm quickly falling in love with these paints, this 8-bit look for the figures, especially the paint apps. Here he is with the rocket launcher in hand. It's with the flame effect on the arm and the stock here. It doesn't really sit right, but he can hold it. He can't hold it with two hands though. His arms don't cross over. There's no two-handed look for the holding the big rifle, which it's RoboCop. He could hold the gun if he wanted to with one arm. And then the rocket effect. Here he is with the 8-bit Keaton Batman. It makes me feel that RoboCop's a bit small. I don't know. Batman just came out as a taller, bulkier figure, even though he doesn't seem that way until you put them together. But it works. Articulation wise, his head is on a ball at the bottom of the neck, so he can get some side to side. He can look down pretty good. Up, not so much. His shoulders are on a ball. Well, it's a hinge and swivel. It comes up, swivels around, hinges back and forth. Not a lot of movement there. It feels like this is getting looser as I play with it, so let's quit messing with that. Elbow hinge. There's no kind of rotation in the arm. He's got a wrist swivel at the top of the glove. He has an upper torso joint that gets a little side to side, a little rock, and a little forward and back. It's not the greatest, but it's a natural articulation point in the sculpt, so I'm glad they put that in there. Waist rotation. The legs look to be, and feel to be, the same kind of hinge and swivel on a type of ball. There's some rotation in there. A little out, a little in, forward. The forward and back works more like a V-crotch than a, standard ball hip. Hinge at the knee gets about 90. And then the ankle is just a hinge, but it's working on this piston right here. I can almost do without the rocker ankle action because of how well that piston works right there. Yep, that's pretty sweet. So all in all, I mean, at the end of the day, this is just like, the rest of the standard RoboCops that we've seen before from NECA. I'm not sure if we've had a figure with the flame effect before. Like I said, I got this because it looked more dynamic. It's going to look different on the shelf. And I like flame effects. So, I mean, yeah, I got this for $19.99 at Hastings. That's a hell of a deal, I think, for a brand new figure. I hadn't seen it before. They didn't have any of the Terminators. They did have, well, they didn't have any of the endoskeletons. They did have Arnold, but with his, statue from the hips down look, I wasn't really interested in that. I did see the 2-pack of endoskeletons at Toys R Us. I'm not sure of the price. I just kind of looked, moved on. I was more interested in RoboCop. So, I mean, if you see him, pick him up. Like I said, I'm liking the 8-bit paint schemes more and more. It makes me want to go back and get some of the other figures that I may have missed. So, if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh. The eyes are freaking me out, kind of, because I keep thinking they're misaligned with the eye holes of the mask. But they're not. They're just not painted. One is slightly off, but it's easy enough to line up. I even like the blue skin tone. I'm surprising myself at how much I'm liking the game paint job.